Right, previously I showed you how to cut hinges into a door, recess hinges into a door, using a hammer and chisel method, and we successfully managed to get the hinge fitted nice and neatly into our door. This time we're going to use a portable router, a little electric router, to do the same thing. Cutting one or two hinges in by hand with a hammer and chisel is not that long a job, but if we had quite a lot of hinges or quite a lot of doors to fit, using a router might be an option. It will certainly be a lot quicker, and also gives good results because the depths are standard all the way through every single hinge that we do. So just as previously, all I'm going to do is a couple of pencil lines on my door to mark out the width of my hinge, the length of my hinge on the door. Just square these two lines down. Just like last time, I'm going to use the hinge again to work out the width of my cut across the door. So a couple of pencil lines across there. So I now know the width of my leaf on the door. So we're going to use a small machine called a portable router. And this portable router has a little 10mm bit, a little 10mm cutter in it. And again, this is unplugged until such time as I need it to be working for safety reasons. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this router up reasonably quickly, and that will allow us to do the job really well. So we have a depth stop here, and we're going to use that to initially set up the actual depth of the recess that we want to cut. So pushing the router cutter down flush onto the door, clamping that off, then we can use the leaf of our hinge in here on the depth stop to work out exactly how much we need to take out of the door to recess the hinge. Now all I'm going to do is put the hinge into that guide, lock the guide off, pull the hinge out. That's a reasonable nice fit, and now I know that that depth is the correct depth. So I can slide that back off, and again it's only moving around about the 2mm or so that we need. So what we need to do now is set up the fence. So the fence that comes with the machine we just slide in, and this is a very simple and easy thing to do, setting up that to our width of our pencil line to the cutter within 0.5 mm. I would imagine would be good enough for anybody. So locking it off, and there we have our router set. It's not that difficult a job. So we have the width set for across the door and our depth. So now we can start to use our router. So plug it in, making sure that our power is correct. As I said before, all we need to do is to plunge this router into the work. Ideally keeping this lead out of the way, best place is over your shoulder. And I want to cut and use this router to cut within 2 or 3mm of the end line. The router will automatically cut up this side line, giving me the width of the hinge, because we've set the gauge, we've set the actual fence on the machine. So starting the machine up and plunging down. So as simple as that. To finish this hinge off, all we need to do is to do what we did originally with our last hinge, is to put our 2 cuts at the far end of our recesses with 2 really decent blows. We can use that as a guide for our width just to finish this side off. And again, making sure our fingers are behind the cutting edge of the chisel, flick these two pieces out. And there we have our hinge fitted nice and flush and neatly. Again, using our drill. We can now screw the hinge into the door, again using our cordless drill with the clutch. And hopefully you can see that's a really nice and even fit across there. Just a little close up. And there you go. And again, the hinge fits nice and neatly. We have the right side of the hinge on the correct side, so we have the 3 knuckles on, most on the post, the 2 knuckles on the door. And that's a really nice, even finish. And if we were to repeat that on several doors, we would make sure that we have a good standard of recess on every single hinge throughout our work.